the height of Esau society, all right? It says you're going to grope meaning you looking for something, and what you're looking for is answers, is the truth, which you're not going to find. So now the door is open. Go ahead.
And thou shalt not prosper in thy ways, and thou shalt be only oppressed and spoiled evermore, and no man shall save thee. Thou shalt betroth a wife, and another man shall lie with her. Thou shalt build an house, and thou shalt not dwell therein. Thou shalt plant a vineyard.
That's talking about hardcore slavery, which they made movies on it. They made a movie called Mandingo. They made a movie called, there was like a second part to that, like a I guess a sequel to Mandingo, which was called Drums, which had Ken Norton star. It was two different movies, but it was similar to Mandingo. They had a series a few years after that called Roots. So they made a handful of different movies based on the so-called black slavery in America. Go ahead.
Thou shalt betroth a wife, and another man shall lie with her. Thou shalt build an house, and thou shalt not dwell therein.
And that's they said you shall betroth a wife, and another man shall lie with her. That's talking about these Edomites was popping your woman. Go ahead.
Thou shalt build an house, and thou shalt not dwell therein. Thou shalt plant a vineyard, and thou shalt gather, and shalt not gather the grapes thereof.
Right. You shall plant, and another man shall take. But there's going to be a time. Get me Amos, the 9th chapter. You know what I want. I believe it's the 12th verse, where it says, "The plowman, which is us that serve slavery under this devil, we're going to overtake the reaper, which is this man that when you reap something, you get the benefits of that crop. You might have somebody else plowing the field, laying the seed and so forth, but then another man reaps it. He gets a benefit from it. So it says the plowman, which is us, we're going to overtake the reaper. We're going to overtake the one that gets the benefit from that crop." Go ahead.
This is Amos chapter 9, verse 13. "Behold, the days come, saith the Lord, that the plowman shall overtake the reaper, and the treader of grapes him that soweth seed. And the mountains shall drop sweet wine, and all the hills shall melt."
Right, it said the plowman shall overtake the reaper. It's talking about what? The ones that plant us in slavery, planting. You got the reaper, which is Esau. That we're gonna overtake them. We're gonna jump them. Now let's go back to where we left off.
It says this is back in Deuteronomy 28 and 30. "Thou shalt betroth a wife, and another man shall lie with her. Thou shalt build an house, and thou shalt not dwell therein. Thou shalt plant a vineyard, and shalt not gather the grapes thereof. Thine ox shall be slain before thine eyes, and thou shalt not eat thereof. Thine ass shall be violently taken away before thy face, and shall not be restored to thee. Thy sheep shall be given unto thine enemies, and thou shalt have none to rescue them. Thy son."
Remember who your enemies were. Your enemies to this day is Esau, the so-called white boy, all right? But you stupid niggas that join the military because they told you that your enemies are people that wear turbans or towels over their head over there in the Middle East, and you go and fight them, and you get military training, and then before you kill a so-called Arab or whatever, you you get all into the spirit. You know, you're itching to kill him, and you brag about how you killed them. But you get pumped up to kill the enemies that your number one enemy told you to kill. Nigga, learn who your real enemies are. That's the name of a topic right there. Go ahead.
It says, "Thy sons and thy daughters shall be given unto another people, and thine eyes shall look and fail with longing for them all the day long." It says, "Thy sons and thy daughters shall be given unto another people, and thine eyes shall look and fail with longing for them all the day long."
They showed you that in the scene from Roots when Kizzy was taken away. Because back in that form of slavery, don't you know they put you on auctioning blocks, and they sold the wife to one plantation owner or master. Then they sold the husband to another. Then they sold the babies to others. So they split up fucking families, man. But you're going to talk about this Esau can make it. Let me tell you something. All these Edomites are going down, and guess what? You niggas that trying to big up Esau, you're going to go down right with this devil. Go ahead.
It says, and there shall be no might in thine hand. The fruit of thy land.
When did that happen? Well, even to this day, we don't have any might in our hand. The fucking pig could come in and kick your damn door in and do whatever the hell they want to do, man. And if you get a lawyer and you go to court, guess what? You're gonna lose. Go ahead.
It says, the fruit of thy land and all thy labors shall a nation which thou knowest not eat up, and thou shalt be only oppressed and crushed always, so that thou shalt be mad for the sight of thine eyes which thou shalt see. The Lord shall smite thee in the knees and in the legs with a sore botch that cannot be healed from the soul.
Yeah, you see these jakes, man. They hit 45, 50 years old. Their back bent over. They're walking bow leg, you know. They walk a couple of steps and they got to find something to lean on. They're walking with a cane. Go ahead.
It says, from the sole of thy foot unto the top of thy head, the Lord shall bring thee and thy king which thou shalt set over thee unto a nation which neither thou nor thy fathers have known.
Right. Now, that king is talking about King David. Don't listen to this idiot Nate Satan and the rest of those clowns talking about the king is talking about the Lord, Yahweh Shai. We know that Yahweh Shai is a king. He's the king of kings. The king that's going to go into slavery is King David. The physical king that you were going to set up. Go ahead.
It says, and there shalt thou serve other gods, wood and stone.
Now this is talking about America, because the gods that you serve in America before Israel's being pushed, starting with Abba, coming down to Marsha, Arya, Yaquab, coming down to us, which are the brothers and the elders and the members of GMS. Go ahead.
It says, and there shalt thou serve other gods, wood and stone.
That's talking about your churches, your mosques, your kingdom halls, your what is that? Your Prince Hall, churches or whatever. The Masons. You had the Black Masons, which is the Prince. I believe they're called Prince Hall. You got the Mormon Church. Go ahead.
It says, and thou shalt become an astonishment, a proverb and a byword among all nations, whither the Lord shall lead thee.
All the nations around the world talk shit behind your back, man. Go ahead.
Thou shalt carry much seed out into the field, and shalt gather but little in, for the locust shall consume it. Thou shalt plant vineyards and dress them, but shalt neither drink of the wine nor gather the grapes, for the worms shall eat them.
Yeah, that's talking about most jakes that are up in the north are originally from the south. Most jakes that's up there in Cali and Chi-Town, Chicago, Illinois, the upper part, the northern part of America, they're originally from the south. And why'd you move up here? Because you had a little land. You talk about it. Yeah, I still got that land. Well, if you got all that damn land, I got 52 acres of land. Well, why ain't your ass down there? Because when your foreparents tried to grow on that land didn't yield the crop that it's supposed to yield, man. You didn't get any blessings. Most of you jakes up here, your grandfather and your grandparents, they all had land. They all had deeds down there, down south. But guess what? They're up here in the north. So you wasn't getting no blessing down there. So that's what we're reading about right now. Go ahead.
Thou shalt have olive trees throughout all thy coast, but thou shalt not anoint thyself with the oil, for thine olive shall cast its fruit. Thou shalt beget sons and daughters, but thou shalt not enjoy them, for they shall go into captivity. All the trees and fruit of thy land shall the locust consume. The stranger that is within thee shall get up above thee very high.
That's talking about the other nations. You can get a gook that came off the damn rice boat 2 months ago, all of a sudden got a successful business, don't know 2 words of English. Go ahead.
And thou shalt come down very low. He shall lend to thee, and thou shalt not lend to him. And he shall be the head, and thou shalt be the tail. Moreover, all these curses shall come upon thee, and shall pursue thee, and overtake thee, till thou be destroyed. Because thou hearkenest not unto the voice of the Lord thy power, to keep his commandments and his statutes which he commanded thee. And they shall be upon thee for a sign and for a wonder.
They shall be upon thee for a sign and for a wonder. So when you go around the world and find out who the Israelites are, because the Most High told you he told Ezekiel in Ezekiel 2 and Ezekiel 3, go ye out to the children of Israel. So in order for you to go out to the children of Israel to teach them, you have to know who they are. So how do you know who they are? You read the book through a process of elimination. It fits the Negroes, the West Indians, the Haitians, the Dominicans, the Puerto Ricans, because they're all suffering under this curse. Go ahead.
It says, and they shall be upon thee for a sign and for a wonder, and upon thy seed forever. Because thou